video response number 4. And this time I chose from the Black History section. And the performance was called Ingratitude, a tribute to Katherine Dunham. And that was performed by Ronald K. Brown. Okay, as the title states, the solo by Brown was to pay tribute to Katherine Dunham, who we actually researched for one of our discussion prompts. And a little detail on Dunham, I remember that she studied African dance forms and designed choreography that she presented on stages and classes and television shows. And the aesthetics of African dance forms, and they're very evident in this piece. The repetition, the jumping, the extension of the arms, and different shapes of the arms, the different tempos between the movements of the arms and the feet or the legs. Like I remember you told us about how, the arms may be moving like this, but your legs may be moving at a different pace, at a different tempo. That's what I mean. And the swaying of the hips and the arms and the legs, even in the music was reminiscent of, what I would call African ritual music. And it reminds me of what we did when we were in class, learning our new phrases. Like, we would do a phrase on one side, and then we'd have to repeat it in the opposite direction or on the other side. And the same repetition or reflection was used in this performance. His jumps seemed very effortless and free, which is what I think you, Dr. Johnson, were trying to get us to do. And one of the phrases when we were jumping, this one, I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about. His arms were always moving in an open shape, open wide shape. Like either they were up here, I don't know if you can see that, or they were down here, closed, and his hands were always flexed in a certain position as well. If he wasn't in the air, he was standing softly, in which I mean his arms and his legs were chill, a little bit bent, and swaying with the beat of the drum. And his clothing were very loose as well, which helped give that impression of effortlessness. Throughout the whole dance, he was facing who I believe is Katherine Dunham, because he was facing at a diagonal, and there was 2 people and some chairs at the end of the stage. What would you call that? Stage left? I think that's stage left. And they were sitting in chairs. And I believe one of them had to be Katherine Dunham, because at the end of the performance, he got on the floor as if he was kind of worshiping her or praising her for her work. And that's how he ended the dance, by getting on the floor and kind of just pressing his face against the floor and then moving his hands towards her, like as if he was worshiping her. And then overall, Brown's performance, his performance was very well executed from what I've seen Katherine Dunham do with her choreography. And it was just a really good dance to see, because it just reminded me of what we've been doing in class. And I'm very excited to show you what I do, or what I copied, or I don't like the word copy, but what I copied. Okay. This was actually pretty hard. Effortless does not mean easy, okay? I'll say that. What I focused on here was really differentiating the tempos between my feet and my hands. So I looked at the feet first. I looked at his feet first to see what tempo my feet were going in, and then I try to, fill in with whatever the hands were doing. So I feel like the hands were more like following the trail of the feet to a little bit, even though they were moving at a different tempo. I feel like they were following the trail of the feet. So that's what I focused on. And had to really pay attention to the beat in this one as well, because he moved to the beat. Like, either his legs were moving to the beat or his arms were moving to the length of the beat. So yeah, I had to pay attention to that as well. Yeah, this was a very interesting one. I thought it was going to be a little bit easier because, you know, I recognized, I don't know, it just reminded me of what we did in class. But no, it's definitely not that easy. Not at all.